Let's go. All right, Miss Clark, how you making out today?
Wonderful. And yourself?
I can't complain about anything as well. For our coaching session, I want to start it off on a positive note, as always, by giving you some positive feedback. I enjoy coming into your class and watching your Socratic seminar, as always. The kids, I feel as if this is one of their favorite parts of social studies class, and possibly even one of their favorite parts of Monday, just coming to class knowing that they're going to get a chance to engage in a rich debate, or as Doran Cotton would call it, an argument. Same thing, right? Same exact thing, but I think they really, really are enjoying like your Socratic seminar. So how does that make you feel?
Good. I love to hear the conversation, especially out of some of the kids that you wouldn't think would have that level of conversation. I love to hear that.
Gotcha. So I totally agree with you on that. So moving forward, let's get into a small video. I want to show you a video that I recorded of you teaching yesterday. We can watch about maybe 30 seconds of it. Don't worry, I'll flip it your way. We can watch about 30 seconds of it and just tell me some of the things that you've observed, some of the things that you're doing awesomely, or some of the things that you feel like you maybe want to improve upon.
This is something great that they've done it before. Red. Like a natural disaster to come through and like destroy their land, kind of like Hurricane Katrina. They can get sick, right? Because if there's a lot of stuff that's dangerous, you know, CPS probably isn't really open at the time.
Pay attention to the far left-hand side of the classroom.
All right, let's move on to question 2. Can you read question 2, please? Right.
We can stop it right there. So I know the camera angles were a little bit awkward. Were you able to notice anything on the left-hand side of the classroom based off of the camera angles?
Not really.
Okay, so I apologize for that.
That's okay.
One of the things that I did notice as I was exiting out the door and as I actually came in the door was on the far left-hand side of the class. You had 3 students. I don't know all of their names. Leona was one.
Dasani, I know.
Yeah, those 3. Yeah, those 3 were not engaged. And it really wasn't so much Dasani. But Lionel, I want to say, was a gentleman who sat directly in the front of the classroom. Yeah, so I probably need background information on them or whatever the situation may be. But those 2 or those 3 students in particular weren't the most engaged that I felt as if they possibly could be. And I feel as if you would have maybe shocked a little bit or walked around the classroom every so often to just surprise them a little bit and just let them know like the uncertainty of when you're going to move or when you're going to stay stationary could possibly like be the fire that could be lit underneath them as far as like wanting to participate or wanting to be engaged. Because Leona didn't even have her paper out on the desk. It was like she had it inside of the desk scribbling. So it's kind of like, it's one thing to have it on the desk and be daydreaming, but to like blatantly have it in the desk and just be drawing as if this is all class is a whole different other situation. So I think that one piece of feedback, the only piece of feedback that I could possibly give you during this part of it, because the children were 100% engaged for the most part, would be just to sporadically get up and shark the classroom, so that way you just keep them engaged, you keep them on their toes. Yeah. So any feedback or any pushback on that, or any background you want to give me on those 3?
My question, I have 2 things.
Go for it.
So one, I make extra copies, and every time, half of them come without it. Yeah. And so then I give out the extra copies, but then it's like, do I make just like 200 copies? Because some of them don't have it out because I gave it out and they just still aren't responsible and didn't bring it back. Yeah. So then it's like, do you let them sit there without it, or do you give them an extra copy?
So the thing is, this is what I go back and forth with myself, especially with my 4th graders who aren't the most responsible. I would break down and I would actually give them the extra copies, and I would also let them know, like, I would continue to reiterate the importance of them being responsible, and maybe even handing out. You guys don't do scholar dollars, do you? Or maybe giving out some type of extra points to the people who do come back with their copy, because in the grand scheme of things, like, you want them to learn. Even if it means that they come in without the copy and you have to give them another one, like, it makes you feel really crappy inside that you have to give out this extra copy when you really want them to own up to being in the 6th and the 7th grade and being responsible. But at the end of the day, the bigger picture is having them learn. So that's what I go back and forth with. But I have to tell myself, like, you still want them to learn at the end of the day.
And then another thing that I kind of struggle with it is it's like it's so many kids. So do you really expect every single person to say something? Like,
no.
Or do you split it up and have like 2 kind of discussions going on at the same time?
I think that you guys, that's a very good question. I've seen it done where people have actually split it up or did something called the hot seat. So if you like our next coaching session, we could actually look into possibly looking at some videos or some hot seat models where you may feel as if that may be more beneficial to you or whatever. I've actually seen it done really, really well. So that's an awesome question. I can look up that information for you. And as far as all of them participating, sometimes you're going to have some that are a little bit louder on this day, and sometimes the following week some may be a little bit more passionate about the topic. I think that's the beauty of like doing these Socratic seminars, is that sometimes some students are going to be more passionate about the subject matter than others. But I think they should all be held accountable for at least like looking like scholars within the classroom, like at least being behind the seats and having the work out on the desk and looking, tracking the speaker whenever they speak, even if they don't have anything valid to input into the discussion. So with that being said, before we head out, let's go over some points in the Socratic seminar where you feel as if it would be a good idea for you to actually move about the classroom for just a minute or so. Beginning, middle, end.
Maybe in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
When if the conversation is going, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
But then when you feel like, you can kind of tell when it gets stale, and then you start asking questions. I think maybe at that point it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Y'all were awake and now you're asleep.
So yeah, I think just your presence, like, can help get them in order. Like, and then by getting up and walking around like, oh, she's up and she's walking, like, let me get myself together. Like, I think that's like the really good teachers have like these nonverbal presence. And I think you're one of those teachers. So I think just by getting up and walking around will rectify these small issues that we discussed today. All righty, Ms. Clark, you have any questions?
No.
All right.